Hey everybody, how's it going? Bully Scholarship We here, also known as Great Wolf Lodge and RS. And today I can very proudly say that it is the last episode of Road to the Quest Cape. I am, I'm at 244 quest points out of 246. And I'm at the very end of the last quest, Morning's Ends Part 2. But before we go over and talk to Arwen and finish this and go see the wise old man, let's just recap some of the stuff that I did between the last episode and this one. So, first off, skills. The last few skills that I needed before I was able to do the last 10 quests was really 50 runecrafting and 85 combat. The rest of the quests I was able to do already. Excuse me. So yeah, 50 runecrafting was kind of a pain in the butt, but once I got into the zone and started using pouches, and it wasn't too bad, you know, honestly. It was just a 3-4 hours of just running back and forth, watching YouTube videos. It honestly wasn't terrible. So once I finally got around to doing that, that was really nice. 85 combat. Initially, I was just going to train Slayer the whole time, but I realized how slow and boring that got. So instead, after doing Slayer a bunch, I ended up just kind of AFKing at the Ice Warriors under White Wolf Mountain, which is actually a nice way to grind combat levels if you're like me and you really don't like combat, especially where you always have to click on the monster and do all that crap. You can go there where they're aggressive. There's a spot kind of right by the Ice Queen. You click on it, you know, they attack, they line up really nicely, and they just keep going at you. And I have a high enough defense level where they clearly do not hit very often, especially with like full dragon. So I trained these stats up quite quickly, so that worked out really nicely, and I do have 85 combat at the moment. After I'm done with the series, I am going to get 70 attack and probably 70 strength just so I can hold all the barrow sets, but 70 attack for sure. You'll see why in a minute. So yeah, that was the skills. There's a few other level ups I did, but nothing really important to this series. Clue scrolls. I did get some clue scrolls while I was doing Slayer. I'll throw those screenshots up. It was garbage all around. My best one was like one with like a rune plate body and plate legs in the helm. Like that was like a 80k or 100k clue scroll. That was the best. The rest of them I got like 4k. You know, I got some runes and some lobsters, so it was just junk. And finally, before we finish this off, let's look at the last 9 quests that I've done. First off, I had King's Ransom, which is a pretty cool quest, pretty high requirements, quite honestly. Pretty high requirements like, let's see, I know you had to have like 65 defense, and you had to do quite a few quests leading up to it, so that was a pretty good quest though. Basically, you ransom the king. He's in prison, and you have to find out where he's being held, and you help sneak him out. And eventually, once you're done with that, you have access to the Knight's Training Grounds, which is actually a mini quest, which I generally wanted to save most of the mini quests till after this series so I can make a video on that. But that one and the Curse of Zaros and the Abyss were ones that I all did. So there's still plenty other mini quests for me to do in the next couple of videos. But I did do the Knight's Wave Training Grounds just simply because you get a big chunk of combat experience, and like I said, combat isn't a big interest of mine, so I gladly did that. So that wasn't too bad. Next up, the Friendmic Isles. I do like this quest. It's a long one, and basically it's the sequel to the Friendmic Trials, but you end up going between the 2 islands of Jatitso and Nitaznot, and basically both of the kings are brothers, and they're kind of quarreling, and you just do all kinds of crap between the two, and you end up fighting a bunch of trolls, ice trolls, in an invasion. So that was a pretty interesting quest. I enjoyed that one though. One of my favorites. Plus, you get the Helm of Nitaznot at the end, and that's one of the cooler looking helms, I think. I like that one. Next up, we had Swan Song, which was a quest. Basically, it's like the wise old man's retirement quest. Basically, the fishing colony is under attack by sea trolls, so you decide to help out, but then you have to enlist the help of the wise old man, and eventually he joins you, and he's like, this is going to be my swan song, which is kind of like, you know, it's his last mission, and you end up fighting a bunch of sea trolls and doing stuff, cleaning up the area and getting things going again. And then you have access to the fishing colony and monkfish, which is kind of nice, and fishing them is pretty chill, and I haven't done it much, but it's cool. Next up was the Great Brain Robbery, which is a very strange quest. just by the name. Obviously, it's a reference to the Great Train Robbery, one of a classic cinema film that I've seen. It's kind of cool. But anyway, it's basically it's one of the last pirate quests, and the idea is that this group of like weird pirates who are run by this doctor dude is like taking these monks' brains like turning them into zombies. It's really freaking weird, honestly. Like they show up, their ship like crashes on this island, and then they just like took over the monks and turned them into creepy people. I have a screenshot where it shows like Brother Tranquility's face, and he looks really freaking weird. So that was pretty cool. But you end up fighting one of the more memorable bosses, the barrel chest, so that's a pretty enjoyable quest. I do have fun with that one. And plus you get the barrel chest anchor, which is a really cool item. I'll pull that out. Let's see here. Here we go. Yeah. That looks pretty sweet. It's a really heavy item, but it's pretty powerful. I think it has like almost the same combat skills as like the whip, I think. But I'm not totally sure. But anyway, that's a pretty fun quest. I always liked most of the pirate ones, so that one was pretty good. Crap, where the nuts was it? Whatever. Let's leave it there. Anyway, so that was Great Brain Robbery. Next up, I did Lunar Diplomacy, which is a very cool quest. Basically, you meet this friend Rick who tells you about what are they called? The Moon Clan, that's the name of them, and they live on Lunar Island, and basically trying to get there is a pain because there's this jinx on the ship, and you eventually end up getting there, and you have to get the ceremonial clothes, you get all the lunar clothes, and you do all kinds of stuff, and then you go into this like dream state where you learn about yourself, and it's really cool. It's definitely one of my favorite quests, and then of course you get access to the lunar magic skills, which are pretty cool. A nice skilling magic, not really combat obviously, but very cool skilling. Next up, these two kind of go hand in hand, the Throne of Miscellanea and Royal Trouble. It's two quests, both involving these two cities of Miscellanea and Exeteria or whatever, like miscellaneous and etc. And you kind of have to settle disputes between the two kingdoms, and eventually you get engaged to the king's daughter, which is really cool because you technically run the land of Miscellanea. I'm pretty sure Exeteria has the queen still, but the king is like huge. He has some curse. I can't remember what the whole backstory is with that. But yeah, you end up trying to convince his daughter to marry you. And I think that was really unique. It was cool. I wish you could have actually gotten married in the quest. It would have been cool to actually like have a wife in this game. I think that'd be pretty funny. And it does work if your character is a girl. You get married to the king's son. So I think that's kind of cool. I did enjoy that. So yeah, after those two quests, at the end of Royal Trouble, you actually fight this giant snake in this underground like cavern. So that was kind of cool. After these kids down there tried to like start this war between the friend mix and I think they tried to start a war between like the friend mix and these two islands or these two cities or whatever, and then they were going to be the heroes to stop it or something. I just remember these dumb kids almost screwed it all up. A couple other quests. Devious Minds, that was the one with the very high rune crafting requirement, and then you needed a large pouch which you'd use. And basically it's a really quick quest, but you talk to this monk by the Zamorak temple, kind of right by when you go down into Canifis, up at that temple up there, and he wants you to deliver this orb, and then turns out he gets killed and you release this assassin, and it's really weird. It's a very strange quest, and it ends kind of ominously where Sir Tiffy's like, yeah, we'll investigate it. It just kind of ends there. So that was an interesting one. Second to last, Dream Mentor. This is one of my favorite quests. The fight is actually pretty tough, or it was tough for me. But basically, you find this guy in this cave on Lunar Island. I just really like Lunar Island. I think it's a cool place. I love magic, so it's one of my favorite places. You find this guy in the cave, and it turns out that he was attacked by those Sukwa, those like magic casting trolls walking around, and he gets injured and he's afraid of combat, but he's almost left for dead in this cave. And then basically you nurse him back to health, you encourage him, you have to raise his health, and then also like his just like his spirit, I guess. And then you have to get some armor from the bank for him. And then eventually, though, when you get him nursed back to health, he admits, he's like, hey, I'm afraid to fight. So then you have to take him to the dream state, kind of where you went in Lunar Diplomacy, only this time you had to fight a bunch of things to get his guts back, and the first thing you had to kill almost killed me. And if you die there, you lose your stuff, and you do not get any of it back. So I was like, okay, I'm not bringing my full dragon out there, because if I screw up, which I almost died, like I said, I used my last piece of food, I was down to like 30 HP, and I had to fight 3 more things, so luckily I was able to safe spot them, but I could have been so dead. So it's not an easy fight, especially if you just bring like initiate or proselyte armor like I did, because I was like, okay, I'm not, you know, if I was smart, I probably should have brought like full rune, but whatever. Anyway, the fights are hard, but then once you're done there, you get access to more lunar magics, as well as some experience in combat and all that. Good quest. And then finally, Morning's Ends Part 2, the quest that I did this morning. Then I went to work, and then I came back and finished it, or I'm about to finish it. Also known as the Temple of Light. Basically, the mourners, or you know, the evil elves, the rebelling ones, or whatever, they're trying to get access to this temple to use its power to summon the Dark Lord. And they had an excavation going on down there, and all the slaves and excavation people got killed. So they were like, what the nuts? Then you already earned their trust in the previous quest when you repainted the sheep for them to make their plague seem legit. So they send you in there to figure it out, and you do probably the most challenging and complex and obnoxious puzzles in RuneScape history, except for the one in Elemental Workshop Part 3, but that's not in this game, thank God. I hated that puzzle. Pissed me off so bad, but this one is actually a cool puzzle with light and like mirrors and stuff, but I have no idea how you'd figure any of it out without any sort of hints or guides. You'd spend days down there trying to figure that thing out. And plus, to make things even better, there's these shadow creatures constantly trying to attack you, so you gotta have prayer on, so you gotta wear prayer boosting things. And unfortunately, prayer boosting and run energy boosting don't go hand in hand, so you have to use stamina potions, and it's a mess. And I had the exact amount of stuff, so it worked out really nicely. But it was still a challenging puzzle for me. But basically, once you figure out the puzzle, you find the death altar, which is pretty interesting. Oh shoot, I don't have my crystal. I gotta give that to what's his face. But to Arwen. I I freaking went in there, and you meet this dwarf, and he's like, what the nuts, who are you? And you're like, hey, I just went through this ridiculous puzzle, and crap, wait, where did that thing go? Maybe I just have to talk to him, I don't know. I'll find out, I guess. Let's see what happens. But you get in there, and this dwarf is just like, hey, you know, derp-de-derp, I just took the back tunnel, and you're like, oh, thanks a lot, dude. And then you end up like getting access to the death altar, which is so random, but I mean, I guess it makes sense because they want to summon the Dark Lord from there, so the power is kind of weird in there. But after you do that, then you basically reseal the temple and make this crystal that was black white again, and then they can't break into it or whatever and try to use it for its power. So anyway, let's talk to Arwen. Have at last repaired the safeguards on the temple. Should stop anyone from using the altar for another 1,000 years. Even some dwarves have broken in the back of the temple. Some dwarves? That's what I found when I entered the altar room. It seems like a group of dwarves set up an outpost in the underground pass and tunneled through to the back of the Temple of Light. It's interesting news. We're still safe for the time being. I doubt very much if any of the Death Guard would ever venture into the underground pass. Yeah, why would they? The underground pass sucks. I mean, I love the quest, but it's a deadly place. Very deadly. Well done. You have done well. All I can offer is this trinket. It'll allow the bearer to pass the temple's front door. Alright. We have completed Morning's Ends Part 2. 2 quest points, 20,000 agility experience, and access to the Death Altar. Okay, congratulations, quest complete. And it doesn't give you any notification that I have all the quests. I'm going to inform my buddy here that I am going there. Heading over to Drainer. Alright, let's teleport. Alright, let's get this cave. Let me just see if my buddy's over here, if he's chopping wood or what the heck he's doing. Oh, here he is. Alright, let's do this. Hello, wise old man. Quest Point Cape. I believe you're the person I can talk to if I buy the Quest Point Cape. And if you know that, you'll know that they cost 99 coin. Alright. Have fun with it. Let's buy another one, because placeholders. Alright. Oh, that is beautiful looking. Oh, what's he gonna show me? Alright, I guess I'm gonna celebrate with a bottle of wine. Let's do the emote. And now I do have the skill cape emote unlocked. And let's do the freaking epic. Oh, that is so cool looking. Oh man, I never got the quest point cape early enough in the game on the live game to actually get or to see that emote, because they changed it and they made it slightly less cool in my opinion. But I don't know, it's alright. Anyway, let's drink the wine. Mmm, tasty. Empty wine bottle. And I guess that's it. That's the ending of this road, but man, this cape is so freaking sick looking. This is sick. Sorry, this is kind of an informal video. I'm just kind of celebrating right now. It'll be a lot more epic when I edit this and actually have music in the background, because if it was just me slowly talking, it'd be kind of lame. But anyway, guys, now that I've reached the end of this this road, there are some other things I am going to go after, and I definitely want to document and make videos on, just because it's fun. So after this, my next plan would be mini quests, and mini quests as well as the music cape. That's kind of the other two big things I want to do, and then after that would be achievement diaries. That's I guess that's really all I got left. So at this point, I am going to shut this down and yeah, cue the music, cue the slideshow, and I'll see you guys in the music cape slash mini quest slash it's frickin' bank card slash whatever else, achievement diaries video, I guess. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and take care, and cue the music.